my name is Grace and welcome to Getchu's Family. So today I'm going to do a book review of the 12th book in the series of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So the 12th book is The Getaway. So I got this book from the library and I loved it so much. So The Getaway is the most famous and best book in the Wimpy Kid series. So if you have not read the Wimpy Kid series, I will show you him and his family. So the Wimpy Kid is he. He is named Greg Heffley, so they're known or pronounced as the Heffley family. So this is Greg Heffley, the Wimpy Kid. And then this is older brother Roderick, younger brother Manny, the mom Susan, and the dad Frank. Frank Heffley, Susan Heffley, Roderick Heffley, Greg Heffley, and of course Manny Heffley. This getaway story is happening in the Christmas season. So Greg is really looking forward for Christmas. But one night an ad came on TV which turned his holidays upside down. This holiday was about this place called Islas de Corrales where his mom and dad went for their honeymoon. The night that ad came, mom and dad made an announcement. They said this year we were going to skip Christmas and go to Islas de Corrales all together. It sounded really like a terrible idea to Greg, but everyone seemed happy. So if he didn't go with them, he would be alone at home. So he needed to agree to skip Christmas this year and go there. Just to that island resort. It's a resort. So the night where they should have been hanging up Christmas stockings and like sitting around the fire and watching Christmas spirits, they were packing their bags for this island getaway. That's why it's called the Getaway. Because they're escaping on a plane to this resort. That's why it's called the Getaway. So, in the morning, they were packing their bags in the car, like putting their suitcases in the car. And then they had a very stressful and not relaxable way to the airport. Finally, they came to the airport. They thought they will miss their flight because they were very late. But then, they noticed that the flight was delayed of the cold weather. Finally, their flight came and they got into the plane. Greg was not impressed. Their seats were in the economy seats, but he wanted first class seat or business lane seats. But Daddy hung out in the first class passenger. He had traveled all around the world in the first class, so he might have got points for the first class passenger. So he said he's going to sit in the first class passenger. So Mom said that they would take turns sitting in his place. That was good though with Greg because he would like that cushion. You know, they get more cushions. So finally they came to the place. And to Greg, it felt like stepping out into a whole new world. As soon as Greg felt the tropical air hit his skin, now he knew why Dad was so eager to escape from the cold back home. So they went to the resort place and then they went to the resort lady and Mom and Dad said they wanted to stay in the same building where they had stayed for their honeymoon. But then the resort lady said since that the resort had split it into two sides, the mild side and the wild side. Then she showed them a map of the resort. So the place, it split it. So the place where Mom and Dad had stayed was in the wild side. And Ninos weren't allowed there. Ninos is how you say kids in Spanish. This is a kind of like a Spanish resort. So I'm going to say kids in Spanish. Oh, so then they hang out in the mild side. So then they went to their room. But then when they looked at their suitcase, Greg saw that it was locked. When he asked Dad where was the lock for the suitcase, he said that our suitcase didn't have a lock. Then they noticed their suitcase was missing. But the resort lady said that it was given to the right name, address, and phone number. Now everyone was stressed out. They didn't have any dress or anything. But luckily they had a few stuff like Greg's flip-flops, bathing suit, and sunscreen and sunglasses. And then Dad's shirts, Mom's sweater and skirt. And then Roderick's bathing suit too. And then Manny's stuffed animal. So then Dad said that they sell the stuff you were missing at the resort store. But they had all of their stuff at the resort store. That's fine. That's good. Dad found out that all their stuff was very expensive in that shop. So then Mom had an idea. She said that the stuff we are wearing, we could wash them ourselves and wear them each day. It didn't sound like a very good idea, but they had no choice to do that. So they stick with the idea. So the first day, they went to the beach. And then Greg saw that he liked the beach a little, but it was crowded, full. Then Mom declared it was time for lunch. So in their outside, they had a patio where at tables and chairs you would eat there. So the waiter gave them water, and then they had burgers and fries. So then they went back, and then Mom said that we had to check everything out if it was good. So she told Greg that he needed to check out the bathroom. So he went to the bathroom, and he was very surprised. The bathroom, bathroom floor, bathroom sink, and bathroom counter were all made of marble. And then next to the toilet, there was a phone. And above the bathtub, there was, well, I guess, a TV. That's amazing. Or you take a bath, you can watch TV. And then what was crazy about the shower was that it was completely open to outdoors. And it took a minute to get addicted to it. So Greg thought that this mild side was for people who were addicted to open showers. But Greg is not one of them. So then, in the bedroom, he checked out the bedroom because Mom said that he had to check out the bathroom and the bedroom. So when you went to the bedroom, the parents' bedroom, there was a balcony that you could see the whole mile side. So their room had two rooms. One for the baby who slept in a crib and the mom and dad. The next room was for older brother and Greg. So in the parents and the baby's room, there was a balcony for the mile side. You could see the whole mile side there. It was one of, like, you know those pools that have separated by islands? It was like the freeform pool. And then in the bedroom that he and his brother had to share, it had a TV in the room he had to share with Roderick, his older brother. But even more better, there was a robe in the closet. He called the robe right away, but his older brother didn't even fight him for that. His older brother, Roderick, always makes fun of him when he wears Mom's robe back home. But Greg thinks that robes are cool, and some guys would agree with him to that. So then it was time for bed. They brushed their teeth, took a shower, and went to bed. Second day, they ate breakfast at the resort, and they went to the beach again. So there was this benches where you could sit. So Greg thought it would be nice to take a nap. But during his hibernation, some guy showed up. This guy called him the director of fun. So he had a conga line. So conga line is like you have to hold someone on the hip here, on the side of your hip. And then the guy who you're holding on the hip has to hold another one. That way you create a line and you have to march while you hold someone. So Greg thought it would be fun to join. So he joined it. And then the director fun said the next game was treasure dive. So all the kids had to line up in the side of the pool, and the director would drop coins in it, and you have to dive into the pool for the coins. Whoever gets more coins wins the game. It's a fun game. I like to try that out. So then I tried that out. It was fun. Then it was time for lunch, so they came back to the resort and had lunch. And they ate lunch because it was lunchtime. And then Greg wanted to hang out to take a shower after lunch. So he took a shower. He might have stayed there for like 45 minutes or something. And then when he came back, he put on his slippers and his robe. He felt very good. But then when he put on his right slipper, something was stuck under there. When he took it off and shaked it, a giant spider dropped down. Now this spider wasn't just any spider. It was big as Greg's hand. Then he figured his luck. The spider on the bathroom floor was venomous. He heard that sometimes spiders will wrap their prey and eat them alive. Scary. So then he got it banished because the spider had made a huge mistake. It ran on the floor and he banged it with his slipper, and then he closed the that thing that closes the toilet. He closed it and he flushed it. Done. Spider done. Third day, it was a lot of fun. So Mom said that she was going to get a massage after breakfast. So massage means like you put oil on someone and you scrub it. Oh, it feels so good. I wish I could try it. So then after her massage, she told Greg that she had got a great idea. She said that she had booked a private cruise for all of them, and we could take our Christmas picture by snorkeling underwater. It sounded like a very good idea to Greg. So they went to the private cruise. What was really kind of not interesting because the cruise came with its own captain. So Greg thought a cruise was like a sailboat or a yacht or something like that. What he was very worried about was the glass, because it was glass bottom. So he was worried that the glass might break and that all of them would go underwater, sink, and they would all become skeletons. Then they put on their life jackets or whatever you use to snorkel. They went underwater. So Greg was really wow. It was tons of fish underwater. But then accidentally he swallowed a gulp of water. Then a seahorse came and he swallowed that in too. And he swallowed a school of fish. So Greg was upset now. He ran to the ship and he grabbed the rope and he started up the ladder to the ship, of course. They couldn't take the family picture because they had to send Greg to the doctor. But the doctor said that Greg was fine and needed to take lots of rest. So they came back to the resort and they told Greg to sleep. But then they suddenly realized Roderick wasn't with them. They hurried back to the dock. So then they went to the place where they went for their Christmas picture. But then they found Roderick there, but he was red as a lobster. Can you believe that's the first time they put it color? See, it's gray. That means red. Even here. This is the first time the author gave color in the Wimpy Kid books. It's really amazing. It's the first time he put a color. Wow. Okay. So then they went back to the resort doctor. The resort doctor said that Roderick was okay, but Roderick had sun poisoning. and needed to drink lots of water and lots of rest. So, and he gave a bottle of oil to help Roderick with his poisoning. But the bottle of poisoning didn't seem to help. So, Mom sent Dad to the resort store to find something that will help. And they spent the night rubbing popsicles on Roderick's back. And Manny even ate some too. Day 4, last day of their trip. After breakfast, Mom sent Dad to get some more popsicles because the popsicles were helping with Roderick's poisoning. Now it was time for lunch, but they couldn't eat at the resort because all the lunch tables at the resort were full, and they couldn't eat outside because of the birds, and they couldn't eat in a nice place called the golf clubhouse. You needed to wear the proper dress code. Boys had to wear collared shirts, and women had to wear dresses. Then there was a loud crash at the other side of the room. The suitcase, what had belonged to someone else, was on the floor, and there were clothes everywhere. But there weren't just beach clothes. There were clothes that you would wear to a nice restaurant. Now, then Greg looked at Dad, and he knew what Dad was thinking, same as Greg. These were our ticket to come to the golf clubhouse. But Mom didn't feel right about wearing someone else's clothes. But then Dad said after we had wore those clothes, we would return the suitcase to its right owner. Then I think that made Mom feel much better. So she told everyone to start trying on clothes. So they put on the clothes and they went to the golf clubhouse. And this time the golf club manager let them in, and Greg had the best meal he had ever tasted. So then, but then when they were playing golf after dessert, a security guy car drove up to them, and they said that they had to follow them. But then when Dad asked why, he said that someone else reported at the golf clubhouse that reported that, saying that the Heffley family were wearing their clothes. The security guard had reported that they had done a theft, but Dad tried to explain what really happened. But this guy wasn't in a listening mood, so he drove the Heffley family back to the airport. But when they asked the airport lady that they had to fly home another day early, the airport lady said that the flight wasn't until the flights today were all booked, and you had to wait tomorrow evening to get home. So they called the airport hotel instead of the resort hotel. They said that they had one room free, so you spend the night there. So next day at the airport, 50th day, that's the last day. At breakfast, Mom and Dad made an announcement again like they did at Christmas back home. They said that they were going back to the resort today. It didn't seem like a very good idea to Greg, but everyone seemed like it was a good idea. So they stayed at the resort for until that evening. Then they came back. They went to the airport, took the plane, and took off to home. This is the story of the full book, Getaway. So now I'm going to tell you why I love this book. I love it because it has a lot of pictures on just one page. And I love it because it explains the story very well. I really want you guys to get this book. And I read this in 1 minute. Because the story is very interesting, and the author Jeff Kinney explained it very nicely. So I was so curious to see what this story was about. Then one thing I noticed that I showed to my mom or some pictures that are not suitable for kids. Like, they're all kissies. That is one picture. And then this was one picture. So I hope you guys get this book. I really, really hope you guys get this book. If you already have it, I hope you can also do a book review of this book. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.